Have you ever seen this kind of purse in the store and wish you could make one? You're in luck. Watch this video and I'll show you how. I have been completely enjoying making a few Babylon bags. Ross started the whole thing by giving me one for Christmas, and then I've bought a few since then. So check out the links below of other Babylon purses that I've done tutorials on. But this one is the Dome Satchel, and I love it. It is so adorable. Have received tons of compliments on it. So this video is going to show you step by step everything you need to know to put the Babylon Dome Satchel kit together and end up with a beauty. The kit includes all the thread you need. There is a generous amount here. So I have made mistakes on some of their purses and still always had plenty of thread. But as a rule of thumb, for thread, you cut 4 times the length that you will need. So for example, on this piece here, this is the handle. So that's 1 time around. So we're going to make that 4 times that length in order to go all the way around the handle. They also include really sturdy needles. So a good tip that the Babylon website gave is after you thread your needle, to make it so that it doesn't slip off, this is the tail that just went through, stick your needle back into the thread. Well, what is that, 3/4 of an inch or so, or an inch from the end, and just pull it tight. Now your needle is secure in the thread, but it's not tying a knot, so it'll simply go through the holes really pretty easy. Okay, I just have a sample string here to show you the stitching. You put a needle on each end of your string, and you just go down and up, but when you go down with one, pull it out of the way and come up with the other so that you don't disturb the thread. So you're going to go down with this one, pull it out of the way, and come up with the other. Each time pulling tight in between. To finish off your threads, Babylon had a great tip. Just trim them down pretty close, 1/4 inch maybe, from your knot. Take a lighter or a clicker of some sort and just heat those. And then I just use their little fingertip and smush it into place. And there it's sealed and permanently closed. For the pocket, this is the interior pocket, this is the exterior bottom, and this is the flap that goes over it. So first you're going to want to start off by lining up your holes. The ones on the zipper are a little hard to see, so poking my holes to make sure I can see them with one of my spare needles, and line up the other corner just so we make sure we have everything square. Okay, so there we have a visual of what's going on. So I'm going to stitch only on this bottom piece, but I needed to line up the sides to make that happen. So I'm going to go and start in this corner one here. Okay, now that I have one stitch, I'm going to take this needle out and use the little clip that they gave us, and then go ahead and continue stitching across. Oh, this looks so good already. So I have my tails here from going across, and seeing how tight this is, there's no need to stitch through the zipper and this piece. So I'm going to bring my thread to the front, and I am going to just top stitch this section and get up to the end up here and then finish off. So I'm not going to be going through the zipper just going to top stitch that piece there. So I'm going to go ahead and get that thread up front. Always pull it tight in between. Now I'm going to top stitch this. I just anticipated that zipper was going to give me fits, and as tight as this is, I don't think we need to have it sewn through at that point. So do that for both sides, top stitch on each side, and then we'll do the next step of the pocket. Okay, so we have the first part of the zipper attachment is done. Now we're going to do the pocket, and I've been analyzing, trying to figure out ways to not cut the thread, but I think the cleanest way is I'm going to do this side and finish off my thread, and do this side and finish off my thread. So you're just doing a pocket here on each of these. So each side, and then finish off the thread. Then with one continuous thread, we are going to go across this bottom, all the way across, but when you're in the center, you're going to be going through the pocket. So that's the next step, but right now we're going to cut enough thread for this piece, finish it off, and this piece, and finish it off. Okay, the pocket sides are sewn. And so this is the flap that is going to go over the zipper, and there we have a little tab for that we'll do later. So now take this piece and line up your corner holes. When we get to the multiple layers, so it looks like it's only the fourth hole in. So on the fourth hole, so number 4, 5, and 6, you're going to be going through 4 layers of material, and then you're going to be going through 3 layers for the centerpiece, and then we're back over here will be 4 layers again. So cut your thread 4 times the length, and sew catching the top 2 pieces of your pocket to attach to this. Now we can stitch around the little tab that goes onto this zipper, and I would like to show you how to put it on there, but I can't get it off. I put it on, this comes, you'll see in your kit, this is separate, and it slips really cool onto the zipper, and it has a little one-way catch there. I can't get it off to show you. So I'm going to stitch around the outside, and then going to stitch around the inside. Okay, to sew the bottom, they show in the picture of the product when I purchased it that they do an X stitch. So just meet up the edges. They're not going to overlay, so they're going to meet up the edges of your bottom. And I'm going to do a generous, it's always 4 times the length on the thread. But on this one, I don't know. It might be more, so I'm going to go 5. They always send plenty of thread. So we're going to do an X pattern on the bottom. This first stitch is going to be stitched to the side of your bag, to your gusset. And so the stitches on that will be going straight. So I'm going to go ahead and choose to do a straight stitch on that one. Okay, now they're equal length. And so I just did a straight one there, and now I'm going to start the X pattern. So it's just back and forth. Okay, after you come up, you need to go back to the previous stitch. And so that's why I think a lot of string is going to be used on this, which is fine. You can always splice it in. Okay, that's looking good. I'm not so concerned with the back. If for some reason you have to go back to make sure that, because you skipped one, this is going to have a bottom screwed to it, so it's going to be hiding this. So I'm not going to be worried about that so much. I just need to make sure that this is always butting up to each other and that they're pulled nice and tight. As I'm going on this bottom here, I realized I was making it a lot harder than I needed to. So just take one string and you go all in one direction with one string. So I've been going a few, then I pick up the other one and I go the other direction with it. I was making it way too hard going back and forth. I am going to run out of thread. So I did 5 times the length. I would say you probably need to go at least 6 or 7 times the length of your string for the bottom. Now we get to put the bottom in the bag, and this is covering up the stitching. You can see where before I figured out the rhythm. So this is the bottom of the bag. In your little baggie, it sends, I already put one on to test how it works. It has little feet, and then it has little plastic rubber, I should say, it has little rubber caps to go over the feet. So that one's already in. It has little screws. They give you the screwdriver, so you're all set. I was kind of leery. I didn't think there would be enough threads to catch the foot, but it's pretty simple. So you just screw in the 4 legs to your bag. Okay, now I'm going a little bit out of order, but if you can imagine, I had one kit to try to put this together with. I have discovered that the best course of action, the best plan is when you're doing the zipper, and we were sewing along the top here, before you start sewing that, put your gusset, sew your gusset to the bottom of the zipper. So then when you're coming around here, you're going to catch the gusset in this stitching. So sorry for going out of order on the video, but important. It still worked out. The bag is fantastic, but this, I believe, is my guess of how it goes together. If you have any other suggestions, of course, comment down below. Okay, we get to put on the zipper next, and it curves and matching the curve of your bag. When your outside pocket is closed, your zipper is on the left. So when this one is closed, have your zipper on the left as well. So you're just going to match up the corner holes. And here there's 2 holes, and to be honest, I have tried to figure out what those were until now. I see what they are. The curve of this matches up with the curve of those 2 holes. So you're going to want to just line those up. This is a pretty long string because you need to go 4 times the length around and back again. And then just line up the rest of your holes. And pull it tight in between each one. And this is flopping around quite a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and just use the clip that they sent and hold this in place for a few minutes until I get some stitches in. Well, I'm glad I still had the camera going. I almost missed that. You're going to be going in the stitching of this top stitching here. My needle naturally went to the next one, but on this spot, make sure you don't miss that hole there. Okay, there's the beginning, and we are going to stitch all the way around. What I'm doing right now is this inside loop. Then we're going to come back and we're going to do the outside loop and repeat it on the other side. These are the 2 handles that go on the outside of the bag. So on these, you simply top stitch. You do the 4 times the length and do your straight stitch around each of those. And then they will attach to the outside of the bag with this screw. So you can just use the screwdriver they provided, and we're going to put that on the outside of the bag after we top stitch that. First, sew up here and line these up. They lined up okay, but I just wasn't happy with how on the inside there's just a lot of jumbled. It just didn't look as clean as I'd wanted. So I'm going to do the top first and then the bottom, and then we're going to wrap it around. So I'm going to let you know how that works. I was also thinking I could have sewn this on to my zipper way before I did the stitching to the bag. So that's always an option. So if you try something different on this section, please let us know and help everyone else out. On the end of your gusset on the bottom, go ahead and go straight to that hole that is empty. Now turn the piece to match up your holes, and now you are ready that you can make that one stitch around. One thing I noticed on this side, do everything you can not to split your string. Don't put your needle through and split the string, because it won't draw up tight and you'll have to pull it out numerous times like I did. Now you're ready to go up that side. So go across all the way over to that last hole, going even with the stitches. Then do your loop around to that empty hole. And again, pull your thread out of the way so that you don't split in between the fibers, and you'll be good to go. Okay, we are on our last steps. On the side, we can put our little D-rings. So just slip the leather into the D-ring, fold it in half, and sew it on each side of the bag, just like that. And then they have a really cute little padlock that all it is just a spring-loaded, so you can open it and close it just by pulling up on it. That is to close your zipper. So you can close it like this and just put your lock on the front. Okay, oh my goodness, this is the cutest bag. I love every bit of this bag. I've had a ball putting it together. It was a challenge because I didn't have instructions, but I love it. So check out the other Babylon videos that I have, and check out their website for other bags that they have available. But as always, thank you for watching DIY on the House. Subscribe, thumbs up, all of that, because we truly appreciate it. Thanks so much.